doing TikTok with you.
You just see on the screen is Josephine. Emily can speak to you. We have June Elisiri Ocamero. Irene in the chapter up there. Mr. Parker, Jason Cullender. Brand new driver is Gwen. Ella Bright Darrell. Where have all the years gone? Can you imagine? You just go like that, and they kind of peak a little bit, and then they go down. Well, first of all, it's always interesting when you just watch yourself on the big screen and you're seeing the episodes for the first time. So, starting at the end, tell us how you found it.
Yeah,
things that jumped out at you about it. Or...
Yeah, I mean, it just looks beautiful. I mean, especially that last episode we just watched. I mean, that was such an incredible setting to be able to film in. It was beautiful, like having all of those supporting artists and the set and the lights and obviously the music. It was incredible. Had so much fun that day. And then obviously the rest of the episodes and seeing how each character has grown up and trying to figure out their own storyline in this series and where their future will go has been like probably my favourite part of this season. It's been really amazing. With the scripts are just incredible. So obviously Rachel and Sasha own everything.
What about you, Danielle?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's always a little bit emotional and kind of really gratifying to see it all come together. I think that episode in particular was really amazing to see. As we said, the set was really beautiful, and being on location was so special. And Jude's music is phenomenal.
Before we move on, so Jude, so you sang that?
Yeah, we wrote it.
Sorry, is there a microphone for it at the back? Just might just amplify Jude for a moment, so you can all hear. So what I'm asking you, so first of all, it is A, was it your voice? B, was it you on the guitar? And C, did you have a hand in writing the song? Let's get that done. So yeah, great.
So what was question A again?
Tell us how you're involved with the song.
Well, yeah, that was my voice, yeah, and I play the guitar as well. So everything, you know, in terms of writing the song, it was involved with the writers as well. And I remember, yeah, being at home, we wrote it all together. So when we put it up onto that stage, it was the best feeling, and you know, everything we worked on to put it into one big thing on the stage, and everything was amazing. So, yeah.
Congratulations. I have a feeling that TikTok is going to go mad. So Jason, or Mr. Parker, as we normally refer to you as, you're not wearing your hat today.
Yeah, but I need that home today.
How did you find watching it on the big screen?
Oh, it's amazing. I love watching everybody else. It's so much. It's just beautiful to watch everyone do their thing. And it's kind of like even watching two performance, you kind of go, man, I wish I was there. The whole time I watch it, I go, why was I not written for that episode? What's that about? Mr. Parker can dance. I would have shaken off by the seat. But it just shows how incredibly talented this cast is, and multi-faceted, not just actors. Like Drew's an amazing singer, songwriter, Sienna's an amazing dancer. You know, we all bring different elements to the show. It's so amazing that the writers pick up on that, see it, and start to integrate it into the script. So it gives it a whole different life. So
Who knew?
It's amazing to watch.
That wrong we knew from seasons ago. Who knew finally a glance was going to end up in a proper conversation? I mean, it's taken 4 years, but...
I know, yeah, crack on.
Don't say thank you to Oliver for that as well, for picking up on that, so the music wise, it was such a good inspiration.
absolutely. I mean, often
Yeah.
there are times when people are lip syncing to stuff and they're not necessarily. No, but that is the thing about acting as well, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I think I'll leave the live music to Jude. But we had, what everyone else said, that first episode as well meant a lot to us because it was kind of everyone coming together to wrap up our final year together, I guess. So that was really nice and amazing to watch everybody. And that last episode we just watched, as everyone said, was so much fun. We had such a great time, and yeah, me and Jude were kind of scared to watch that one. We've actually known each other since we were 10, maybe 10 years old, and kind of played music together since we were really young. So it was quite funny that we ended up being able to do that in our final year.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
What about you, Sarah?
It's just really nice to see everyone on the screen. Like Jason said, it's like amazing to see everyone's different talents, and yeah.
You were hunting around for treasure, and so you weren't having fun on the beach for this one. You were hunting around in a kind of an old barn. Glamorous lifestyle.
Amazing. June's gone on like so many different like treasure hunting things, like so it's really nice to like see different things and try and experience and explore different things.
Are you quite happy with the way your character's developed? Because at the start, she kind of came in and she was quite naughty, and now she's more kind of, I guess, mischievous, I guess you'd call it, wouldn't you, maybe?
Yeah. It's like really nice to see how she's like gone through her journey and like progressed as a person. I'm proud of June. So, yeah.
And Emily, I mean, your character, in a sense, is still quite recent in the scheme of things, but you made your mark, didn't you, in your first year, and it sounds like you're coming back as strong as ever. What did you think about watching the episode then?
I think it was really beautiful to see how like the original cast started off with in series 1 how they didn't really know what they were doing and how like Miss Granny was helping them find, and they turned into like beautiful women now who know exactly what they want to do with their life, and I think it was very beautiful.
There is some fantastic messaging that comes through the show without doing it in a really kind of, sort of ramming it down people's throats. Sometimes you watch shows about message, moral, and you can see them all. But actually this show all comes through actually really beautifully through the writing and the performance and so forth. I think, we talk about the fact that it's got a global reach, this show, you've made a big impact. I mean, what does it mean when you sort of think, you're there in Cornwall and Devon making your show, but actually it's been beamed out to, I can't remember how many different countries it is, it's something like 78 countries, it's a load, 81 territories. It's 18 different languages, so somewhere there's an Ella sort of going, I'm speaking a different language, but I'm not going to do that.
I'm glad that's not my role because my French GCSE did not really well. So now there's someone out there getting to do that in French instead. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I think Sienna's actually met the person who, I forget which language it was, but who like dubs over Sally, which is just like a crazy kind of, just the fact that the show has affected so many people, that there's so many people around the world who've been a part of it and who enjoy and watch the show. I mean, I would have never imagined. It's just the most amazing thing. It's a dream, and yeah, it's crazy. And also to be here and like see everyone and meet everyone in person, and to be in the same room and experience watching it all together at the same time, because we haven't seen these episodes before either, so getting to share that with you and laugh together and smile together and cry a little bit in that first episode, maybe that was just me, but yeah, it's amazing. It's so cool.
I think one thing that I like when I watch the episodes as well is I love it when there are new characters coming in. In fact, it keeps getting refreshed a little bit every now and again. And so today we had Celeste, who's played by is it Kiara? We haven't met her yet, but episode 8 is going to be Nancy, played by Ellie Goldstein. Is Ellie here? You're a old dance way about it. So we're going to be seeing you eventually as well. So I think that's always a very cool thing. And of course, the other big news, which we kind of touched on before, is that Ashley McGuire is returning as matron Kathleen. tell us about your. So obviously when we watch the show, we always think people are characters, and you're obviously actors. So you've got your kind of persona on screen and your kind of persona off screen. So we see the matrons, we always think of them in a certain way because the matron Shipley is very strict, and I think matron Kathleen's softened, but she's obviously still quite. How are they to work with in real life when you're working? Are they kind of good fun, or are they?
So lovely. They're all so sweet. Everyone in the cast and crew and behind the scenes is always so sweet and amazing. So they're not like tough matrons. They're really sweet and really kind.
Even the teachers.
Even the teachers.
So tell us about working with Jason.
Professional.
I've said this before, but I have to say, he is the one person I can't do it, and I think the crew members can vouch for me. I can't get jokes, but I can't get through a scene without laughing when I'm working with Jason. But honestly, I think to say for all of the adult cast members and the crew members too, one of the things is that they're so generous with their time and with their advice, and I think it's all culminated in the last series. But having people that have known you, some of you since I was 12, kind of really make you who you are, especially with an industry like this. And I think that's something that I'll always look back and be so grateful for, those people that have been so generous with their time and with their advice.
So can we talk a little bit about, so we've talked about the music part of that episode, but obviously when you're filming an outdoor scene, whether it be that, whether it be the outdoor performance or what it is, you have to factor in, I guess, the fact that it could pour with rain, and especially when you're in Devon and Cornwall, there's no guarantee at all. So I mean, it looks like you were lucky for that scene.
Yeah, we were super lucky on that day. It was beautiful. So I think Jason, our DOP, was thrilled that he didn't have to do any excess lighting things. But yeah, we're just so lucky that we get to shoot in the places that we do. I mean, all the locations that we do. Obviously, our interior spaces are gorgeously designed and amazing, but the exteriors, we really do get to go to some really cool places. So yeah, I think we were all fingers crossed that day was sunny, and it was. So
I think that was the only day it was sunny. me and Jude were on a beach in the rain, and it didn't stop raining for the whole time we were there. It was supposed to be in the boat. That's all I can say. But yeah, so we were praying for weather like that. Never came.
So funny, so obviously you went in the musical scene, so maybe there's a connection there as well. Good weather on the musical scene that you went in, bad weather on the scene you were in.
Just another kick in the teeth.
I wondered, so what would you say are kind of the most difficult kinds of scenes to film for you, or are they all kind of, did you enjoy them all? Both?
I don't think there's actually a difficult scene I can think of. I think they are really easy going. Yeah, except if it's like raining, pouring with rain, then it might be a bit hard.
What about learning your lines? Is that ever a problem?
Yeah. I can't. I feel like sometimes words just can't come out my mouth properly, and it's like we'll go over and over and over, and I just won't get it. It's really bad sometimes, but we get through it.
I guess one of the things that people in the audience maybe who don't know how the film and TV works don't necessarily appreciate is that actually every take has to, everybody's in their right place. It's not just about the actors, it's about the people putting the camera, it's the sound people, the lighting people. There's lots of different people all running around doing things, but it all has to be at that moment when everybody's ready to go. And then so if you mess your line up like that, everybody has to reset again, don't they? So there's quite a lot of pressure on you, I would have thought, isn't there?
I think for me, that kind of weirdly. Alright, simmer down. I'm one of the worst with lines. I shout line quite a lot, and to the point where even little ones, they tell me my lines. They're so on it, they're so professional. But I think, as you said about the departments, it's amazing. It kind of takes the pressure off us. Because there's so many different departments, they're all concentrating and focusing on doing their best for their department. Costume, makeup, sound, DOP, everything. Everyone's so focused on what they're doing. It takes pressure off us and lets us reconnect with what we're doing. It lets us play, frees us up to enjoy what we're doing, and then really investigate just the script. Do you know what I mean? So we get to, because everyone works so hard, we then get to play. you know, and we get to really connect with each other and make. So we will end up just making something beautiful because we're all like superly dedicated to the one thing we're doing. So.
And at what point do you all receive your scripts? Because I guess you're kind of looking through, going to see what your character's doing next, but do you get them sort of bit by bit, or do you get them when you're on set, or how much time do you get to learn your lines?
We get ours at like 8, 7-ish. Like, so basically we come home after set, we eat, we play, so we have our lines, and so obviously because we're kids we don't want to spend like 5,000 hours on our lines, so we try to learn them as quick as we can, and we go outside and we play and stuff, but we get them and then we do a read through in the chaperones, make sure that we know our lines and that we go through it, and then we go through it as well.
You don't have like weeks in advance or anything like that?
No, we just have like a few hours and then we just have like a few scenes and then
We are lucky that we get to read the episodes a bit in advance, so we all kind of know like the timeline of the show and kind of all of our character storylines and bits like that.
oh yeah, it's not like they just say, oh here's the scene. But we know what happens.
That would be confusing because sometimes we do it out of order, so that might be a bit tricky.
We do it outside the scene.
I do have to say, one of my favourite bits when we come back to film a new series is actually receiving those scripts, because before we have a table read where we go through all of the episodes, and receiving those scripts is one of the most enjoyable parts of the whole series, finding out what happens to your characters. And actually on one of the last table reads, when we read the last episode, that was a really emotional moment. There's something that was so special to see how our characters rounded up, and to be together and see that as well was so special. I think usually we read them a bit in advance, but we all decided to see what happens together, and I think that, you know, Rachel and Sasha did such an incredible job.
And so when you get a script, for example, like in the first episode, there's that great bit where you're both literally going each other hammer and tongs before you get your piece of chalk out and create the divide in the room. I mean, when you see that on paper, you think, wow, that's going to be a really good scene to film.
Yeah, it's so fun. I love reading the scenes and getting excited about what to film in the future. And like kind of what Dan was saying, just that first read through the first script was super emotional, because we actually got to see the the audition tape of me and Dan when we were 11, 12 years old. And in the end of the scene, we do the pinky swear, which we added in for the last bit of that last episode you saw. Sorry, the first episode for the last scene, when Daryl gives Gwen the deputy head. So just kind of those little Easter eggs that are really special to us is really fun to see, and then it makes it to the show.
And obviously we've touched on this already, but season 7, which you've already filmed, is the last season. So now effectively, so you're not going to be filming any more together. That's done now.
It was very emotional.
Must have been. So were you all there on the last day together, or was it good? Because sometimes I guess the way that things are filmed, it's not always in order, is it? But were you all there together on the last day?
Yeah. We were lucky that we were able to kind of come back together at least for that last day, because we did finish at different times. I think we pretty much had everybody there with us, so yeah, that was really special and a lot of fun.
Did you mark it in a particular way? Was there any kind of like party or any sort of?
Yeah, it was a rap party. Yeah.
Anybody remember anything about the rap party? What happened to the rap party stage?
A lot of dancing, Jude performed, singing, it was great, yeah. It was really fun getting to like celebrate with everyone after crying, and then going back to the rap party and crying off all the makeup we just put on. That was great.
Yeah.
You weren't allowed to go?
No.
It's in your contract now, you have to have it. Is that because you were too young?
Yeah, it was 18 plus.
18 plus for the wrap-up party for a show which predominantly features I can see the sense of that. Well, maybe that might be recommended. I guess you have a few drinks after this, and one last chance. Hope you won't get far from that. I mean, I guess the big thing you're going to miss is your costumes, aren't you? Because you must love those costumes.
We actually got to keep some of our costumes. Yeah, so basically we really wanted to keep some of our dresses and some of our costumes, so we asked costume, and they like gave us like some of our pieces, and I have it like in a box at home, just as like Malory. I'm gonna have like all of like the stuff that I got to take.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be the start of a big collection. Maybe lots of boxes by the end of when you look back in your careers, you'll say, oh, that's my Malory.
No, all of us girls, like on the train home from Bristol, it was quite a scene. The amount of stuff we had taken home, our parents had to go back the next week to get even more. And we were in the like taxi on the way to the train station. Truly, you could not see anything. Like I took a picture, and it's just everything. There was blankets, there was quilts, there was boxes, there was costumes, there was lacrosse sticks. It was insane. Yeah, cupcakes is great.
When you say taken home, you mean stuff you would be legitimately given, or just bits of hot and nabby there. In terms of, obviously there's 94 episodes, I think it's going to be by the end of it. Is that right? Is it 94 in total? Or it's approaching 100 anyway. There's a lot of episodes, and I wonder when you think about the show, what you think you're going to miss most about it. What are the things that you're going to take away from this experience, you think?
The people. I think I'm really going to miss working with everyone and seeing everyone every day, and everyone behind the scenes is always so lovely and so welcoming, and it's just a family. It's a family, and
Even Jason?
Even Jason.
Crazy uncle.
I'm just really gonna miss everyone.
Yeah, I think we were very lucky to like work in a production that we've got the cast that love each other, we've got the crew that love each other, and the production is just like everyone is like one big family in a way, so I will miss that. Even like with the last week, we were saying in a month we're gonna be at home. So.
We want the proper gossip. We want to know who's fighting against who hates whispering about stuff. It sounds like you all get on really well. Annoyingly, yeah. Yeah, really annoyingly, you all like each other so much. Jason accepted. Anyway, so you know when you're the adult on the panel, though, but you always have to do the witness.
I'll take this one.
Great, okay. What about you? What are you going to take away from the experience, you think?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think we're all going to say the same thing. We always end up doing this, but I guess it's obviously, yeah, that we are a family and it is sad to leave, but I guess it's just so lucky the fact that we're able to kind of take that family with us once we go. It's not something that's going to just dissipate after we leave the show, or like no one's getting rid of me.
We're all coming back to mine afterwards.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. After this, we're going back to Ella. So it's literally, yeah, it's kind of like that sisterhood and that bond we have together.
You've all grown up together as well, haven't you? You know,
Yeah.
you've got a unique experience that bonds you together, and you've all grown up together, and you will always have that to look back on. You know, and you always have each other, I guess, for support.
Yeah.
Even Jason, who I've been really unkind to.
Jason's a key part of the sisterhood.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. I mean, when Mr. Parker joined the show, it's a very female-dominated show anyway, but it was most exclusively female-dominated before you arrived and gave it machismo.
There wasn't much people there, I'll tell you that. No, it was daunting because I watched it, to get into the character and to see the vibe of the show, and you just get an amazing energy and warmth of the show. And you think, oh my gosh, how am I gonna fit into this world? And I was very lucky that the cast are amazing, and even though I was a lot older than everybody else, they they made me feel so welcome, and they really made me part of the family from the beginning. Then they tried to write me out. But then they saw this and they brought me back in, and since then I feel like part of furniture, and that's I can only say thank you so much to the writers, to the producers, to everyone for making me feel welcome, making it feel like home. Like every time I step on set, we're all so comfortable with each other. It's so nice to have a recurring job, to come back and do a series. It's like putting on a whole pair of slippers. We know each other so well, and everyone just clicks and flies, and the writers then see what you bring, and they push my comedy tenfold. Like I don't know, I think they've seen my idiotic side, and it's nice to share that with everyone. Share it, and to sit here, watch it with everyone here, everyone laughing and really joining in and enjoying what we do. So it's been a really amazing experience, and I'm gonna miss it so much because it is genuinely a unicorn job. these things don't come around often, and I feel so privileged to even have just a small part in Malory Towers.
But before we open up and see if anybody wants to ask these questions, do you want to say anything about your? I know you might be repeating stuff. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean that's the question I'm dreading, to be honest, because it is it's a difficult thing to say goodbye to because it's been in our lives for so long. And obviously the cast and crew are what makes the show. And that's something you can't really replicate, the people you've met along the way, as I said, who make you who you are. But I think aside from that, also really weirdly, I'm going to miss Gwen. I know, shocker. But she has taught me a lot about myself. And there are things that I experienced through that character that have enriched me as a person. And I think that, you know, it is going to be difficult to say goodbye to, but the thing that we're grateful for is, yes, the relationships transcend the show. And we've been lucky enough to be kind of immortalised. Like, we can go and watch this back when we're adults, and hopefully my kids will watch it and say, yeah, why are you slapping Daryl? I don't want to slap you, Daryl. Yeah, actually, you slap me. So, but yeah, that's something that I try to not lose sight of. I think that our memories have been put on a show that we can watch back whenever we want, which is something really special.
No, absolutely. Yeah, everything everyone said. Yeah, especially what Dan was saying, like characters we've been so lucky to grow up with the show, but on par with characters that grow up with us. So what Daryl was experiencing at 12, I was also 12 and 13, 14, 15, now 18, which is crazy. And yeah, obviously you've got that to look forward to. The last episode is incredibly emotional just because the writing and the lines are so parallel to what we have experienced on the show. Saying thank you and goodbye to Malory Towers is us saying goodbye to the show that we built. And getting to show that through the screen, so it's not just something that we know behind the scenes, it's so there, but just in their own world, which I just think is so cool. But yeah, no, miss it. I will miss it so much, but yeah.
Perfect. So we have time for some questions. If you want to put your hand up, we'll get a microphone over to you. We'll probably look for sort of younger audience. I think that's unfair but fair all at the same time. So there's a hand right in the very, very back row. I always think people in the back row always get this down. So should we go there and then maybe just, if I can ask the ushers to choose somebody from over there. There's so many hands on, I can't distinguish. There's a wave of hands in the aisle, maybe we should go for that one. Okay, go ahead.
Who is the most and least similar to their character?
Who's the most similar to their character?
Guys, why is everyone
Everyone just went. Hopefully not me.
Yeah, least similar. Yeah, I'd say Dan, and then obviously Ashley and Mandy, who played the two matrons. I think we all have like little traits that we see in our characters, and that's why we can bring out such different characters, I guess, in all our different personalities. I think I see myself in Daryl a lot. But yeah.
Should we go to the question over here?
How long does it take to film a scene, and how many times do you have to do a scene? I feel like it varies. Like, we have like around 6 or 5 scenes per day, and it just depends. Like, we do a few takes. It's like different camera angles, so it's not like an estimated time, but it's
So in any one scene, you might have. You might film full on like this, then you might film from behind you and do different. So there's lots of different aspects of the same scene as well.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to say something.
I was going to say that if I'm in the scene, we're doing a lot more takes.
Nobody's happy to say no. That's not the case.
Sorry.
Yes, guys, actually.
Okay, can I ask you to? Is somebody already ready? Yeah, if you want to choose something, that'd be great.
Where's the furthest place you ever filmed in?
Furthest place.
I guess we'd have to say Toronto, Canada, yeah. I think that was the furthest we went. I mean, technically we're still in Malory Towers, so we've not travelled any distance at all, but we love
Until a few years ago, you were shooting partly in Canada and partly in the UK, weren't you? So
Yeah, so
That's
now,
quite a big chunk of the time over there.
yeah, we were shooting our interiors, so everything you see in the classrooms, the dorms, things like that, that's all was shot in Toronto, now shot in Bristol, which is a bit of an easier commute. But and then all the exteriors that you see, which are supposedly set in Cornwall, are actually filmed in Cornwall. So yeah, it's really fun.
So who are the actors who are actually based in Canada full time?
We've got Zoe. Zoe plays Alicia. She actually lives in Vancouver, not in Toronto, but still Canadian.
Got Miss Grading as well. I think.
Yeah, a few of our adults.
Yeah, and Juliet who plays nature.
Right. Do you want to go ahead? Okay. Yeah.
Who's your favourite character on the show and you can't say yourself?
Good question. We're good to go. We're going to go from left to right.
That's really hard because I love everyone's character because they're all so like unique and special. They all bring have such amazing stories.
You have to choose. You know.
I can't.
Okay, so
I
we're not going to choose.
I don't know.
What she's thinking.
I would say I love Ashley. I love nature. Yeah.
Okay.
Run. Jude is a dude.
Jude the dude.
I think I'm actually going to say Mrs. Grading. I am because I think especially in this year, kind of the scenes that we've got to film with her and the characters have each of their interactions with her, that was really special, and she's someone that's overseen all of the characters' arcs, so special character.
I'm gonna say Mr. Parker and Thunder the horse.
Nobody ever appreciates Thunder the horse.
That's me.
A couple of last questions, okay.
What has your favourite prop been to use?
Favourite prop?
I think
That's a good question.
I think if my piano counts as a prop, that's my favourite. I don't really get away with her very much, so she's more of an extension of me, I guess, at this point. She's like my bestie. Yeah.
Well, I think, can we just come really further forward and just grab a couple from the front? I feel like there's a few hands rolling around. We might try and get that. One over here. Go ahead. Yep.
Do you ever have any trouble with the props?
I'm not allowed to be given my props until we start filming the scene because I do break everything. I fidget too much. Ashley, who plays Matron, calls me fidget. I have broken the amount of torches I've broken because Daryl likes to go on midnight adventures a lot, and I will just shake it or drop it, or I don't even know, and it just breaks, and it's terrible. So yeah, I've been banned from having them on set. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a typewriter this year, which has caused me so much stress and anger, and also I had to drive a car, and those cars do not turn. They are hard. They're very hard to pull off in, and I ended up reversing into a bush. So, you props don't get on even.
Question the very front row here.
Before you auditioned for your character, is there any other characters you would have wanted to audition for?
Oh, that's a good question as well, isn't it? Who would you have liked to audition for if you hadn't got your character?
I think some of us did audition for different people. I think the first script I read was yours.
Yeah, I auditioned for and Gwen and Sally as well.
Yeah, I think I know definitely amongst the older girls. I don't know about you guys, but we definitely all swapped characters a few times before we found our places.
I guess you were fairly restricted in the roles you could have gone for, really.
Yeah. It's great that I would have been an interesting choice for Gwen.
The last two questions, Debbie, now. So, we've got one over here.
What's the scariest scene you've ever filmed?
What's the scariest scene you've filmed? Could be scary any way you want to interpret that, I guess.
This year, so this year I had to do a scene in the boat with Jude. So being driven around in rocky waters with him is pretty scary.
I can imagine. Final question. I'm sorry not everybody's going to get a chance to answer. You know, we're going to do one final. We're going to do the question here, and then the absolute final one will be the far corner there because they're waiting so desperately, and then we really are going to finish. So okay, just here, yeah.
How do you remember your lines?
Yeah, good question. Is there a special technique, or how do you remember them?
I just go over them and over them, and I go over them with some of the girls because we do a read through, so that also helps. And then I just look at it before I go to sleep. And then sometimes even dream of the scene. I read it and I think of what might happen in the scenes. And then sometimes the next day when I do the scene, I either don't remember my dream or I'm like, do I have magical powers? Is this what actually happened? But I think it's just I forgot what my dream was. But you know, I could have magical powers, you know.
You may have magical powers. I think you might have actually. Anybody else need any other techniques you want to share?
I think I'm still figuring it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it helps. It helps to practice all together, but I think there's a lot of improv that goes on in the day.
The question should we do we remember how? It works out in the end. The takes are always chosen where we land. Yeah.
Fix it and edit.
Yeah.
We have Kelly. She's here.
Yeah.
She has. She's our script supervisor, our goddess, our queen, our life support. So she helps us out a lot with that.
Whenever we need clarity, she thinks of this song. She goes, clarity. Pronounce our T's.
You're going to remember that. Final question, the very, very back row over there. Here we go.
First, what was your favourite episode and series to film? And second, my favourite character is Clarissa because she's my cousin.
Your favourite episode or moment from Malory Towers? Should we start off with Goody first?
Oh, me.
Pop my string.
Where was going to start? I really like the group scenes, and I also really enjoyed doing the performance. I think that was really fun. So that was the Maple episode, which was really fun, and I like all our group scenes.
Okay. Maybe there are too many. Maybe there are.
Yeah, I think there is so many that are like my favourites. I don't want to like spoil anything, but
Okay, there's an upcoming episode that you can't talk about.
Oh, yeah.
That you did enjoy. Okay, I think for the sake of the producers who are back actually. So there is an episode, but another time you'll tell us about that. Okay.
I think like the most nostalgic one for me that I always think of is in the very first season when we filmed our first Midnight Feast. I think that's something I always look back on and miss the good old days.
How does that work? When you've got food in front of you and you're meant to be eating it and performing, do you have to like sort of do a microbites and kind of, like sort of full of honey? But
We had a bit of a gross kind of aid to help us. We had a bucket, which is pretty gross, but basically if you don't feel like taking any more bites, but I know you had to eat a lot of pink wafer biscuits.
Yeah. I actually have a pink wafer magnet on my fridge just to remind me of that.
Well, it's a funny thought, isn't it? That when we watch those scenes again, but actually behind the scenes you're spitting out your pink wafers into a bucket. How lovely.
Very gross.
What a lovely
Sorry for the image, it's very
Yeah.
gross. But yeah, like we were, I think it was me, Beth, Imi were all eating actual prawns dipped in actual sherbet, fizzy sugar sherbet. It was pretty gross. And I've since learned that I'm now allergic to prawns, so maybe that was what did it.
Or maybe you should.
Yeah.
Not a winning combination.
I would say my episode when I had when my wife had a baby, I had a little baby Kathleen, was probably my favourite episode to film. I think it just showed it was lovely to see a different side as a father from just being that whole strict teacher or just being the clown to being the insight into him as a person. I thought that was really, really beautiful. And then also they're quite rare, but all the scenes when all the adult cast are just together.
Yeah.
Because you think is messing about with tits. You get all the adults together, no one's saying anything, it's just like laughter. So, yeah.
Do you have in like in your head a backstory to Mr. Parker about who he is, where he is, what he does, or?
I mean, I came in. It's funny because I came in. I knew he'd been bullied at the last school he was in. He was never really that authoritative figure, and he was just come to manage house for a fresh start and wanted to stamp his authority. And it went wrong very early on, and he comes in strict, but he always comes with a good heart. He wants the best for himself, he wants the best for everyone, and I think that's what drives him. Even though he does he goes down the wrong path now and again, but the girls are very quick to teach him what's right and what's wrong.
You've done your favourite episode or story or moment?
Yeah, okay, so my favourite episode actually hasn't been shown yet, but I think I'll speak for a lot of people when I say that the last episode was epic, actually. Emotional, fun. I think it really does epitomise Malory Towers, and that's what you need to end it with. And seeing where each of the characters' storylines trail off to was really impactful, powerful. Especially my character. I'm definitely not going to say anything, David, don't worry. But the ending for my character in particular, where she ends up going, is quite a shock, but a good one. And I think, just to expand on one of the questions you asked before about whether we like our characters always joke, I say no, I hope not. And I do hope not. But I do think that playing with Gwen and kind of adding bits of myself to her, things that I've learned to her, has been really powerful and lovely for me. And also playing with her comic side has been a lot of fun on set and yeah, getting to know her for sure.
Yeah.
Final word from Ella.
We're just kind of feeding off of that. I was going to say just like the last episode of each season, because Malory Towers is crazy. There's so many adventures, so many storylines, and it's always different every series. So it's again so exciting to see the new scripts and see what's to come. But having like the last episode to wrap up everything that's happened in those past few episodes is always so cool. And I think the best one and my favourite is the last one of the last series.
I have a real soft spot for the unexploded one episode. I think that's
To be fair, that is one of my favourites. Yeah. That is
That one is the best. If you can actually, you know what? If you can get the blooper reel for that, Jason's gonna kill me for saying this. But if you can get the blooper on YouTube, search that up because the blooper
Is it
at
on
the
there?
very end of the blooper reel for that scene is amazing.
Okay, well that's what homework for as well.
Yeah.
That is it, I'm sad to say. There's nothing going on.